Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Zach, in case you didn't know. Wow, this is weird. It's been a long time. Looking at my channel now, let's see. It has been 3 weeks to about a month since some of my videos, since I've uploaded videos. So getting close to a month. This was a month break that I did not expect to take. It wasn't intentional at all. Where have I been all this time? I wish I could say, oh hey, I've been out on this one of this great vacation to this foreign country. I went to Japan. That would be great and all, but I didn't. I don't really have a particular reason why I haven't been uploading, except I'll talk about the reasons now. So I have been really busy. I'll give myself that much. Surprisingly busy out of nowhere. Just a lot of things going on for school. Mostly school is the main thing. I work only 3 days a week. And then I have school 3 days a week, and I have 1 day off from everything. And even then, I had to go in a couple days to work on stuff at school, even when I wasn't supposed to. I commute to school. I live an hour away from campus, so it's quite an endeavor. I've been having to work on group projects and stuff like that, but it's been really interesting at the same time. Really interesting past few weeks. Specifically, I realized that right now I feel like I'm actually in the industry. In case you didn't know, I'm a major in radio, television, and film at Rowan University. I have a lot of regrets about my college experience. Once I am graduated from college, if I graduate from college, don't get ahead of myself. I shouldn't get ahead of myself, but I obviously plan on it. I want to do a video kind of talking about my whole experience, and I'll go through the ups and downs. But my first couple of years weren't so great. It was a combination of me just not being like mentally in it, and I mean I still struggle with that. It's like off and on, and that's kind of part. Sorry if this is gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna try to touch on a lot of things here, but it's just and it's partly the reason why I haven't uploaded in about a month, is that I've gotten to this groove where, like I said, I go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday is my open day, and I go to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And on that open day, even though it's supposed to be my day off, I would use that to do videos. But it came to the point where it was like, so many times I would not feel like doing videos. I'd just be like, I'd rather just be able to use this as an actual day off and play video games, watch television, whatnot. And I do actually really value those things. It's not like some people where it's like I feel like I'm wasting my time when I'm doing those. No, that's one of the main things I said in the beginning of the year, is I want to watch as much film, television, video games as possible. And I'm off and on with that as well. Worth noting that in these past few weeks I started watching Lost. I'm up to season 4. I was binging a lot. I was really obsessed with that for a while. So that took up a lot of my time, really. Yeah, back to college. Part of the reason that the first couple years weren't so good is because of my mental state, but it's like some of that was outside of my control, some of that was in my control that I just chose kind of drop the ball on that. I'm not much of a social butterfly, I always said. I'm not a party person. I'm still not a party person, obviously. Drinking, all that. And I lived on campus for the first year, and I realized quickly that, I'm just going to sit around my dorm room all day. I don't feel like doing... like, you really have to be a party person. For this specific college, I think you should be a party person if you want to live on campus. If not, and you're able to commute, then it's probably the best bet. It's cheapest in the long run, even though I'm still burning myself in debt and regardless. But the last couple semesters of college have been some of my favorite. Well, definitely been my favorites. I've had some of my favorite classes, and that's because these last couple of semesters I've actually been able to do the courses that are specific for the major, which is a weird thing. You get all those prerequisites out of the way, and then it's like only the back half of your college career, for a bachelor's at least, is going to be focused on your major. So radio, television, film, I think that's easily, you can have the most fun for, like, from what I can tell in this college, that's like the most fun department. Everyone's so passionate about their job. I mean, obviously I'm not part of the other departments. I don't know how involved. I'm assuming they're still very passionate, these professors, but it's something so cool. Just thinking about in the past few weeks, I've been involved. TV production is a class that takes up a lot of my workload. It's like a kind of rigorous schedule, but it's really cool. You got a lot of stuff going on at once. Like, you'll have one thing to work on for a project. Like, we'll be doing live newscasts. That's what a lot of this class is focused on. Something I was never really interested in is live television and like the production behind that. But that's been a lot of the focus of this class, which has been really interesting, being in the newscast. So I've done a variety of positions. I've been the graphics operator, I've been the audio operator, I've been the technical director, which means I use the switcher, which is a big board which controls all the cameras, what's cutting to live television, theoretically live television. So it's like you're listening to the director, following the cues. That one is like definitely hard. If you have no experience with it and you're presented with it, it's really overwhelming. It's like ready cam 1, cut to cam 1, ready black, cut to black, take slate key over graphics, stuff like that. It's like just keeps piling on, and you got to be on top of it, because if you slip up, you really slip up in there. And then also I was the talent A. Talent is just basically the news anchor. So I did a story where, of course, I talked about kittens and a particular kitten who was without a butthole. That was really just basically me, like as I am on YouTube, kind of in a news anchor position. Like if I was scripted, I made it as loose and weird as possible. I picked the weirdest package I could find about some grannies playing basketball, and then worked that into the newscast. That was a lot of fun, and I also did a speech for public speaking around that same thing. And earlier in public speaking, I did a speech using some video elements, and it was a comedy kind of speech. It wasn't supposed to be a comedy speech. Like, that wasn't the assignment, but I just made it that. We were supposed to demonstrate a skill, so I did how-to sports, and I did 3 sports like awfully, just like steps that would not teach you how to learn them. Maybe I'll throw in a clip here if I can find one that I used. Public speaking is a class I was not looking forward to at all. It's still not like I enjoy it, and it's definitely not part of my major. That's a prerequisite that I just haven't been able to get done until now. But that's something I've realized, that if you put all yourself into a class like that, like a unique version of yourself, because I easily could have done like a regular old speech, just talking about, because we had to do an informative speech recently. Could have just done a regular old speech teaching about the history of something, and I could have gotten a fine grade on that, but it would have been miserable for the class. And so I did a couple ones that were funny and they were received well. I was getting laughs, and that always feels good. That's something I've always loved. and there's a common thread between a lot of the stuff I do is got a comedic take to it, at least in most cases, from the newscast to that to I took a screenwriting class last semester. That was one of my favorite classes to date as well. It was a lot of fun getting to learn the screenwriting process. The professor was really into it, and he's actually very helpful in learning. So that's cool. It's always nice when you get a professor like that. Been doing some sound editing. Did this little project I might throw in. Rowan Radio's Micro Groove.
Serving up dance, disco, R&B, and top 40 hits.
Six to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. 89.7 WGLS FM. It's just like a radio promo thing. For that class, I have to do some stuff for that. So there's all these cool things, different ways to interact with media, and like obviously radio, television, film aspects all coming together. And I've been enjoying doing that. On top of that, I've started to edit for a show on the Rowan Television Network, which is our college's like TV network, where there are a bunch of shows going on, student run. Things like that. There's a radio show as well. Cool stuff. Also, in case you didn't know, the primary thing I want to get into is video editing. So I'll be looking for cool stuff to do moving forward. Maybe different ways I can test out editing. I have a lot of things that I need and want to do to further, like, even as a hobby, creative YouTube stuff, but also as a career. I need to get a laptop. I don't have money, period, which is my problem because I've been having to pay for car stuff and all that, and now I'm saving up for Pentacon. So, I mean, I'm still going to do that, of course. I'm looking forward to that. If you're going to Pentacon, let me know. Also, I have a Pentatonics concert coming up about a month from now. That'll be cool. Unrelated though, but that took a chunk of my money as well. So obviously I could have cut corners there, but those were two experiences, big Pentatonics related experiences that I felt would be worth having, and they're not necessarily things I'd be doing every year, but I wanted to at least get them both once. Like the Pentatonics concert was actually a full VIP thing. I wanted to at least get that once, to see if the experience is worth it, and I could obviously do it again in the future, but at least I'll have checked it off the bucket list, so to speak. So all those things, but then I'm just low on money because I don't work full time, obviously during the school year. But yeah, I need a new laptop so I can get to all the editing programs I need, After Effects, because right now I use Premiere Elements to edit, but really professionally you want Premiere Pro. And then you need After Effects, because I need to get that so that I can learn After Effects efficiently. I want to go through hours of tutorials, so I would have liked to have had it as soon as possible, and to have had it well before I graduated, so I'd be prepared on my way out. I graduated at the end of next year, so I have until then, basically, I want to have a laptop and the programs before then, because there's a student deal and everything like that, too. Wow, I don't even know what I was going for there. What was I talking about? Yeah, so basically I have been having fun, but again, it's like one of those things where my mood just changes every day. It's as much as I do, I still love doing videos, and I definitely plan on continuing. It's one of those things where maybe it's partly because I don't have the healthiest diet and like routine. It's kind of, my schedule is all over the place, where I have night classes and then I work in the mornings, the days after that, and then my day off I just kind of sleep in, whatever. But my whole thing is I always like to stay up late if I can. But yeah, my diet's not great, so my energy is not the best, I guess. This is part of the problem. but I'm definitely still passionate about videos. It's one of my big things. Is like no matter what I do, no matter how my career goes, how college goes, I want to always have that creative outlet. And it's been really cool seeing, just in this semester alone, I've been able to experience all these different outlets to do my creativity. Or another thing I forgot to mention, I took screenwriting last semester. This semester I've been taking TV writing, which is like the idea of like the process of formulating a concept for a show and then writing a pilot, things like that. That's been fun as well. I wrote up just a few pages of conversation for that. That was cool. But yeah, there's screenwriting, sound editing, there's live television we've been working on. Also in that TV production class, we did a PSA, and we are going to be doing a talk show, which will be a bigger live production than the newscasts. So, in that TV production class, I've been able to experience all these different ways. Yeah, it's just cool. There's still so many things I'd like to do in terms of YouTube and creative outlets. I saw my website, which has been, I guess, neglected. My website was never intended to be like a constantly updated thing, but it has been a few months. I wanted to be semi-regular, but that's generally supposed to be a hub and like a contact space, you know, zacharcher.net, so that'll be an easy way to share my name and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's kind of where I've been in terms of why I haven't been doing videos. It's just one of those things, motivation. And a thing I've also learned is that it's noticeable when you don't want to do videos. At least to me, there were a couple videos that I recorded in the past where it's like, I'm really not feeling it in this one. Right now, it might seem like one of those times, but I'm just kind of like, it's kind of more laid back style. I don't even usually do laid back style like this quite that much, and I'm kind of all over the place. That's part of the problem. That's just one of the things, is I've always been able to notice when I'm not entirely feeling it. When I go back to watch the videos, I'm like, oh man, that doesn't seem too good. It's like, ugh. And I'm going to talk about one of the videos. Never mind. But yeah, I never want to force myself to do videos. It's not a job. And my whole thing was, for 2 years now, I've treated it as, and this was my choice, is I treated it as if it was almost a job, kind of, in that, like, I need to get one out. Like, I kept daily for a while, at least semi-daily for a while after that, and then it was at least several a week. This is the longest time I've gone. Only about a month since doing videos. Like, the longest break I've taken in the past 2 years since I started college, which is exactly when I started doing videos. Literally my first day it's when I started doing this new videos. I've been doing videos for years, but this new, like, actually dedicated video making, I started the first day of college. I did this video. Hello, boys and girls. So yeah, I moved into college. So, yeah, I really want to make videos. I have plans that if I have like enough time. Obviously, there's a lot going on, a lot of classes and stuff I have to take, homework to do, and other just normal things to do. But I'd like to establish like a schedule and get doing regular videos. I have a lot of ideas for videos, different series I can do. I want to do the series I've already been doing at a more consistent rate. Again, I know I say time and time again, I make a lot of promises that I'll be more consistent, and then things happen. So I'm not going to promise anything, but just know I have the intention to make videos, and I have the passion, and I want to make videos in whatever way possible. And I actually stuck with it, and I'm kind of proud. I always was never able to stick with it, and yeah, I've treated it as if it was kind of a job, and then I would upload regularly, kind of stay on schedule, but at the same time, it's not my job, so I'm not gonna force myself to do it if I'm not feeling it. But yeah, it's just a mood thing. Like, I might really want to do videos, but still just not feel like doing videos, if that makes any sense. Alright, next I want to talk about what's in the pipeline in terms of what videos am I going to be putting out semi soon, or they're like next up on the docket, so to speak. You might have noticed I'm a bit behind, so catching up. You're going to have to bear with me as I'm catching up. First thing I want to address is the Pentatonics Marathon. This is actually taking a break because Ben and I have not been able to get together. We've not been able to hook up. We've not been able to he's been off in college and doing typical college boy things. So the next time won't be till December when we can film yet, so I don't know exactly when that will be. So mid to late September that will return to some extent. I don't know how much we'll have recorded or whatnot and whatnot, but yeah, so about a month or so from now. So yeah, I think we did pretty well in terms of, well, I did pretty well in terms of, I think 50 episodes is pretty darn good. I mean, 50, the first 7 videos were released one a day for the first week, and then the rest were every week, and I don't think I missed a week up until that 50 mark, and those were all the ones we had filmed prior. So once we get a new batch, I'll get them up there once a week, of course. But yeah, the only thing that always bothers me is I wanted to get him back as soon as possible because I wanted to catch up to current Pentatonics, because I told him just to stay away from new Pentatonics videos, new Pentatonics music at all costs. But I mean, he's part of an a cappella group, so it's like he's around people who might be watching it potentially, so that's annoying. But he's telling me he's not going to watch it, but the only person I trust with not doing something, like sticking to it, is me, as a reactor, knowing that the value in that. And you see now, I'm going to talk about a lot of the videos that I'm behind on, which are reactions I'm going to do for the 4 songs on the Pentatonics Christmas Deluxe album. Deck the Halls, How Great Thou Art, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Didn't know that was the full title. That's kind of obnoxious. And Hallelujah featuring the String Mob. I've had the album bought since the first day it was released. I've been holding off because I know I was planning on doing separate video reactions for each one, and so I still have not, believe it or not, I've not heard an ounce of Matt Saley's voice. I've managed to avoid all live performances. People have been sharing all that stuff. I mean, I've been kind of disconnected from the Twitter, from social media, and a little bit from the community somewhat in my break, so that's been interesting. I still listen to Pentatonics. It's not like I was on a complete Pentatonics break, but just I've been avoiding those ones that I haven't heard. And paired with that is Superfruit. I've been very consistent with watching all the Superfruit. I was a little bit behind on the last couple ones I uploaded, but now I'm way behind on, because I have Goodbye from Lonely, Guy.exe, Fantasy, and now just today Keep Me Coming came out. And that was the last Superfruit music video for Future Friends, that album. So those are the definitive 4 that I have left. It's not going to add up anymore, at least. But that is 4 Superfruit videos I'm behind on. So I don't really know much about those either, so that's surprising. That's another thing I'll be fresh on still. In terms of K-pop, I haven't watched K-pop in a long time now. New K-pop, I still have almost 100 requests in there, so I'll be getting back into that vault. People have been requesting a new song from Taeyeon, apparently, Rescue Me. Also, additionally, Us the Duo, released Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and they also did a cover, I believe, too, and maybe another one that, because I had planned on just reacting to new Us the Duo videos ever since the last set that I did of theirs. But also Grace Vanderwall came out with another an album or another EP, which came out of nowhere. I would have liked to do something on that, but I'm so behind, so I don't know whether I'll do reactions or review or what. But yeah, that plus the series, the Book of Backlog, obviously got to get back to that, and exploring YouTube, I'd like to do more of that sometime as well. But it's really, I've got myself into a corner now, because I had trouble keeping up with these things when I wasn't behind on them, and now here I am, just on like the essentials alone. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 9 videos that I need to do just for my own sanity, because I'm not the kind of person to skip over stuff like that. I'm very much like comprehensive, needs to have everything, hence the PTX marathon. There's about 9 videos, and again, I'm not the kind of person who, well, I've said this before, that I can't, it's not possible for me to do them all and like upload them all at once like some people do, which still amazes me. Because I like to put some editing into it. Obviously, they aren't as editing extensive as it could be, but I don't just cut stuff, put them together, and just throw them out there without listening, which is, I have so many things to say about some reaction channels out there, where it's just like, they clearly haven't listened back to this, the audio is way off. I have so many pet peeves with reaction videos, it's crazy. But I pride myself in giving discussions, honest opinions, and reactions. It's been a while since I've done them. Hoping to get back to those soon. Alright, now this next segment I want to talk about, to close things off, I want to talk about unfulfilled promises. These are several things that I've promised in the past, or at least heavily suggested that I was going to do. And while I don't have like 1 million subscribers, and they're all like, oh, where are these videos? And people aren't harassing me about it or anything. For my own honesty and merit as a creator, I want to be able to like acknowledge the fact and not just ignore that I haven't done these things. The first one was a video I titled Ask Me Anything, and I said I was going to do video responding to anything. It didn't matter how personal or whatever. I really appreciate those of you who left comments on that. I actually did a video on that, and I didn't like how it turned out, so I ended up scrapping it. Believe it or not, there are videos like that. Even with how awful some of the videos turn out, like this one, where it's all over the place. There are other ones that I feel are worse, and like don't even have any charm to them, so I just cut them entirely. That one I'm like, oh, it wasn't. It's another one of those cases where it's like I wasn't really feeling it, and I didn't want to re-record the video at a later time, because the whole point was I wanted to like my fresh answers, not like some scripted answers I had thought of already, so I would just be repeating myself. Another thing are the analyses, which is a big thing I was talking about and like hyping up. That was my big thing I wanted to work on, or reactions, reviews, analyses. And analyses are still something I'm interested in, but obviously now you're gonna have to give me some time. I'd love to do analyses on some music videos, get back into more in-depth side like that, but I have some big catching up to do in terms of reactions before I can even think about doing those. And even when I was caught up, like I said, this is one of those things where I just never found the time to do, but definitely something in the back of my mind for sure. Another video I promised was one talking about my thoughts on Avi. A bunch of people left cool comments because I asked for comments, any comments you wanted to be shared about Avi. This was around the time of his departure. Now it's well past that, and I still haven't heard Matt Saley's voice, but I still want to do this. I want to honor I want to honor all these promises if I can, except for Ask Me Anything, because that was just kind of scrapped. Maybe I'll do a video like that later, though, and just do new questions. Sorry. Another thing was the Fifth Harmony review, which is I did a little poll on what album I should do a review of next, and Fifth Harmony won that. I actually bought the album and I've listened to it extensively, just haven't gotten around to doing the review, and that's definitely one of the things I'm going to be doing. So it's just another unfulfilled promise I need to get to. And lastly, from what I can tell, this is the last thing I've promised. The PTX Hunger Games, a reflection on that. This isn't something I really promised. I just kind of threw it in the comments where it was like, should I do a reflection? Kind of talking about the series as a whole. I mean, now the series is, it seems like forever ago since this. That was a great time of like the community uniting and everyone interacting, and went from that to me not being involved with the community at all. And it feels like so long since then. Yeah, those are some of the unfulfilled promises. Definitely doesn't mean I'm not going to do them ever. In fact, it means that I'm acknowledging them, and bear with me as I catch up on all these reactions, as well as do these unfulfilled promises that are kind of the more labor-intensive videos. The Fifth Harmony review, that'll likely be a longer video. Hunger Games, I mean, these are all things that require a little bit more. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I sound a little down. I'm not down. I don't know. It's just I get in weird moods. Yeah, so thanks. I'm alive. Sorry the video is so long. I knew it was going to be long, so hopefully I'll be able to put some time. I'm giving myself a lot of post-production work. Sorry, self. You're going to regret this later. But I'm going to put some timestamps to different segments if you want to skip over all the baloney, me talking about college, stuff like that. If you want to get to the unfulfilled promises, they're there for you. If you want to know where I've been, what's in the pipeline, all different stuff I talked about. 34-minute video. Who knows how long it turned out to be. But yeah, that's me. That's about it. I love you.